You know what Sababa is? Sababa is like when you reach the state of mind where you can't be angry at anything. You're just Sababa.
You know what those hammers are from? It's Pink Floyd. One of the albums has two hammers on them, right? Look. I grew up in Kalkilia. Kalkilia is one of the most conservative cities. It's completely surrounded by a wall and isolated from anything else outside. So they have this certain stereotype for if you want to be a successful person, you should study either medicine or engineering. But you would hate your job and you would have a fight every once in a while with your boss or anything like that. So basically the plan is just to, get a few bucks on, make some money, go somewhere with a proper film school. So here, if you want to get into film, the closest thing you can get to film school is media. Media is basically journalism and doing like news reports. You can't really be artistic about it. You follow the routine of like a news report or how to write an article. Lifestyle. If I didn't have skating, I wouldn't have done anything in my life. Because skating teaches you a lot of things, like when you fall, you get back up and you try again and again and again and again until you finally get to what you want. When you get on the board, you forget about everything. You forget about walls, conflicts, your rent, your debts, your dad, anything. You're on the board, you just focus on the trick, you got it. That's all you got. Yeah. Woohoo! Basically in 1994, Israel and Palestine, or whoever I don't know who nobody asked me about anything, but they agreed that we should divide it into West Bank and Gaza, and West Bank should be A, B, C. The plan is A is Palestine, B is Palestine, Israel, and C is not really Israel, but Israel technically. So it ended up B and C being Israel technically, and A being Palestine, and then you get to have Palestine as just cities all over the West Bank, and they don't really understand anything, and they don't have an actual representation or an actual system. They just follow the system of Israel. So technically, it's all Israel. If you want to go from here to Ramallah, it will take you an hour and a half. Why? Because you have to go around shitloads of settlements, and you gotta go around a lot of roads. When you want to get to Jayus, you have to go through another Arab city, down a tunnel, through another road, then you get to Jayus. But if it wasn't for all this turnaround, it would be for like 5 minutes. But you have that road over there that we can use, so we can just go straight to Kalkilia. You don't have to do all kinds of turning around. And it affects a lot of things, actually. The fact that you can't get to the beach, for example. And it's fucking hot over here, man. It gets up to 40 or 50 in the summer.
For a long time, so it's hard to see yourself where you
where you would have been if you weren't skating. You know, it's been like 15 years skating, but probably be like a super nerd. Skateboarding is so big right now. You have people that skate because it's a cool thing to do, you know? When we started skating, it wasn't a cool thing to do, so people that got attracted to it, a lot of them got attracted to it because of the same reasons, and the click is immediate. 2 weeks or a week before I got my first skateboard, I got a programming book and I was super into it. Like sitting home and like actually like trying to learn how to program as a 13-year-old, you know, and it's the second I started skating, I think that's pretty much the last time I touched that book. I've been studying physical therapy for the last 4 years now in the University of Haifa, and I have 1 year left. Pretty much the options are endless. You have every field of study you want to study. The thing is, if you want to specialize in something, you might have to go abroad and study it, but you can still study it in Israel. You have all the science studies, all the everything.
So basically, as you can see, we've got a swell over here. And in Kalkilia, growing up here, you can't really see the horizon. You can't express yourself because you're really restricted by the walls and by the restrictions of your community. In the beginning of 2017, I just had this crazy idea that I need to get the fuck out of here. Ramallah wasn't an option because the whole West Bank was just, I was just, I don't know, fucked up in the mind. I was just so depressed that I just had to go away as far as I can. So within 1 week, I just packed up my stuff and went to Haifa.
I met Ace and in 2 seconds, like he's a friend, you know, like because he's a cool guy and it doesn't matter. Him being from Palestine is like a novelty, you know, it's like a gimmick, like, oh, he's from Palestine, it's cool, but if he wasn't cool, we wouldn't be friends with him, you know?
I didn't know anyone in Haifa, like not a single person. All I knew was a skater from Jerusalem. Like he knew other friends in Haifa who were skaters and like rock and punk musicians. So he was like, hey, they're really relaxed people and they have this trust between them that, like, I don't know, skaters have it between them. So he talks to them, he's like, I have this Palestinian friend, he's really chill, he's not a terrorist. He's just coming over to Haifa just to make a bit of money because he needs a camera and a laptop and he wants to do films. So I went there in 27th of January 2017. I met a few friends there and they took care of me till like I learned Hebrew and I was able to rent my own place and to find a good job where I can make money. And after, it took me about 3 months just to adapt to the language and to the culture and to find a stable job. And then life was great again, you know. It was the summer, like it was about this time. I was going to the beach every day, working in the weekends, making enough money, bought the camera, bought the laptop. And then in August I had to come back because I wanted to do the skate camp, the summer camp. And I came back here and I started working in the summer camp, started doing some filming. And I went back to Ramallah also to do a film festival. And from then I just kept working in Ramallah, but I think I have to go back.
Looking out of the day of another dream. Get what you want, but you can't get me. So get out and see. Just looking out of the day of another dream.
As a skater, we generally don't really want to join the army, especially not for field jobs, you know, like we want to skate, we don't want to lose sessions and events and demos or whatever, but they don't give you much choice. Like you can say you're crazy or that you are an alcoholic or a drug, like yeah, you can get a way out of it, but I don't, like I didn't, like I just went with it. I can't say I'm regretting the choice. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the world. You suddenly see a different perspective, and it could shatter what you thought about the whole thing, and it could solidify it. And that's what happened to me in the West Bank. And when you see an army doing a police walk inside, like doing basic police work, like arresting people, harassing people, and checking for IDs, that's not what you did in boot camp, you know, and that's not what you were trained for. You can do it because it's not hard to be an asshole, you know. It's really weird being there. There's no difference between me and you or you and Ace or me and Ace, apart from a different set of circumstances that brought you to where you are. Like, the things I went through as a kid, they made me who I am today, and it's exactly the same with Ace.
We're just humans who want to live their lives without having the conflict or the politics affecting our life. We come from certain backgrounds, and we understand that our governments are brainwashing. Not all of us understand it, but our governments are brainwashing us so that we can keep fighting, we can keep hating each other for no fucking reason. But at the end, all we want is just to live in harmony and in peace, and without one of us oppressing the other or living on the other, and just accepting our differences. Of course, there's a lot of things to be compensated, but when you come down to the bottom of it, we're just the same people. It's not dangerous.
Like, I wanted to say like an extreme example, like Ace could be a terrorist or could be a professor, but the same goes about me, you know, like I could still be in the army, like a high-ranking officer or whatever.
It's not like we want to fly away and we want to kill everyone. Yeah, there's a lot of people who want to kill everyone, but it's coming out of a deeper emotion of just being suppressed, having your freedom suppressed. We all want freedom, but we can't be free and they can't be free because the walls are in here. That's the only problem.
Mama, take this bag off me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Mama, put these guns on the ground. Yeah, shoot them.
Going fucking crazy, man.
I guess Sababa, it's alright. Like Sababa is all good, you know. Like you can use it in any context you want.
جيتنا إلها أول جاينا إلى آخر حكايتنا اتصل بمدينة وارتكب فيها الحجاج مرة خطته للعالم العالم كله سكت كلمة علينا حالنا إلهم زي الوسخ في الأظافر الشباب الصاير التاريخ اليوم عم لعبة واحنا كل يوم بنخسر نسينا اللي دلونا صرنا عبعض نتجبر صرنا نكدس صرنا نذبح تحت اسم الله أكبر